My name is Barbara, I'm 74 years old, and I never imagined the day would come when my own son, the boy I raised with trembling hands and aching feet, would throw a glass of cold water in my face while shouting, "Stop asking for more, Mom. You're just a burden." That moment didn't just break my heart, it unleashed something inside me. And he had no idea that while he thought I was a weak old woman, living off the scraps he threw my way, I was actually the silent owner of everything he depended on. His house. His business. His bank accounts. His life. And the moment that water touched my skin that I decided, I will leave him with nothing. This is the story of how I emptied my son's accounts, vanished from his life, and watched, not with guilt, but with final peace, as he realized what it means to disrespect the woman who gave him everything. I wasn't always someone who needed help. I used to be the one who carried the family on my back. I raised my son, Edward, completely alone. His father left when he was 6. I worked 3 jobs, a bakery at 4 a.m., a nursing home at noon, cleaning offices at night. I gave Edward everything, my youth, my lungs, my spine, my sleep. And when he became a man with a shiny car, a big house, and a wife who loved expensive handbags, I didn't mind. I was proud. At 70, my health began failing. At 71, my doctor told me I shouldn't be living alone. At 72, Edward said the words that stung me for the first time. "Mom, you need to stop being so dramatic. You're not dying." At 73, he moved me into the small guest room of his home, temporarily, he claimed. And by 74, he treated me like a piece of old furniture he regretted buying. It was a hot afternoon. My legs were swollen. I felt dizzy. I walked slowly to the kitchen where Edward sat on his phone, laughing at something. "Eddie," I said softly, "could you pour me a little more water?" Without looking up, he responded, "Mom, you just had water." "I know," I said. "But I'm not feeling well." He sighed loudly, as if I had asked him to lift a mountain. Then he got up, walked toward me. And suddenly, splash! A full glass of cold water hit my face. I gasped. He stared at me and said, "There. More water." Happy? I froze. Not because it was cold, but because at that moment, I finally realized my son no longer saw me as his mother. He saw me as a burden, a nuisance, a responsibility he wished he could throw away. He turned around and went back to his phone. His wife, standing at the kitchen counter, smirked and said, "Old people exaggerate everything anyway." I walked to my room silently. I closed the door. And I sat on the edge of the bed, wiping my face, my heart pounding. Not from sadness, but from clarity. Because Edward had no idea. Every penny he had was mine. Every property he owned was in my name. Every business he ran existed because I funded it. I built his life. And that day that I decided to destroy it, Edward believed I was a poor old woman. He thought my nursing home pension was all I had. He thought I contributed nothing. But the truth? While working 3 jobs, I had also, for years, invested secretly and quietly. Mutual funds. Stocks. A small bakery share. Later, real estate. Every time I gave Edward money for private school, college, his first business, his home's down payment, it came from my hidden investments. But the best part? Edward's company, his pride, his identity, was legally registered under my name for tax convenience at the time. He always said, "Don't worry, Mom. It's just temporary. One day I'll transfer it." He never did. And now, he was about to pay for that oversight. That evening, when Edward's wife served dinner without even glancing at me, I sat quietly, smiling. He thought the water incident broke me. He thought I'd be afraid to ask for anything again. He thought I would shrink. Oh no. I was sharpening my claws. I spent the night listing everything Edward owned. House, in my name; car, purchased with my loan; business, registered to me. Savings account, joint account. With me as primary, investment portfolio, set up by me. He wasn't just insulting his mother. He was insulting the woman who held the strings to his entire life. At 3 a.m., I whispered to myself, Barbara, tomorrow, you stop being their doormat. And I slept peacefully for the first time in months. At 8 a.m., Edward and his wife left hurriedly for some meeting. The moment the door shut, I took a deep breath. I put on my nicest blue dress. I brushed my hair. Then I called 3 people, my lawyer, Mr. Thompson, my banker, Maria, my travel agent, Pamela by noon. All of Edward's business accounts were transferred to my personal secure fund. The company ownership was officially reassigned to me. The house title was moved to my trust. The joint account? Drained. Every last cent. Even the car. Sold. Paid instantly because it was registered to me. At 2 p.m., I packed my suitcase. At 3 p.m., I handed a sealed envelope to the neighbor, to give Eddie when he returns. At 5 p.m., I boarded a taxi to the airport. At 7 p.m., I sat in business class, not economy, sipping tea, flying to Portugal, a country I had always dreamed of but never visited. At 7:30 p.m., my phone buzzed. 40 missed calls. 20 messages. 5 voicemails. Edward's first message. "Mom, where is all my money?" Then, "Why can't I access my accounts?" Then, "The bank said everything is in your name, what is this?" Then, "Stop this nonsense and come back now." And finally, "Mom, please. We need the money. Come back. Let's talk." I turned my phone off. And the plane lifted into the sky. Erase what I wrote in the envelope. Edward, you threw water on the face of the woman who gave you life. You treated me like a burden. You forgot who built your world. So I'm taking back what's mine. Everything you have came from me. And now it returns to me. Consider this my retirement. Consider this your lesson. Your mother, Barbara. The neighbor told me later that Edward collapsed onto the driveway crying. His wife screamed at him. They had to sell her handbags. They moved out of the house within the week. His company closed down. People whispered, "That's the guy whose own mother took everything that I now live in a little coastal town where the sea smells like peace, the mornings are gentle, no one throws water at me unless it's the ocean spray. I bought a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment overlooking the marina. I walk every day. I paint. I laugh. I dance with other retirees. I eat fresh seafood and drink warm tea. Sometimes I sit on my balcony at sunset and say, thank you, Eddie, for pushing me to live the life I deserved." A month after I moved, I opened my phone to check for updates. Edward had sent one last message. "Mom, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have treated you like that. I was stressed. I didn't mean it. I just want you back. Even if you don't return the money. Please just talk to me." I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I turned the phone off again. Some apologies come too late. My revenge wasn't taking his money. My revenge wasn't leaving the country. My revenge was finally living. Without fear. Without begging. Without being treated like a burden. I didn't ruin Edward's life. His disrespect did. All I did was remove the safety net he took for granted. If you're listening to my story, hear this: never let anyone, not your child, not your family, not anyone, treat you like you're less than human. You raised them. You sacrificed for them. You deserve dignity. And sometime walking away isn't abandoning them. It's saving yourself. Just like I did. My name is Barbara. I'm 74 years old. And the day my son threw water on my face, I stopped being weak. I took my life back. And I've never, not for a single second, regretted it.